Episode 14, with the 2017 Bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search runner-up, Brian DeCosta. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining me this week on what I know is going to be another amazing episode. I am your host, Chewning, and this is EverForward Radio. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Thank you all again for joining me this week. Like I said, I hope you've been doing well and have been enjoying this great content. I recently did a giveaway on my YouTube channel from Bare Performance Nutrition Supplements. I did a full product line giveaway. Thank you again. Huge shout out to Nick and Preston Bear of BPN for making all of this possible. We had a lot of contestants, a lot of entries over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/chasechewning, and then the winner was selected by myself, and they were given a full product line giveaway. Like I said, one of every product from Bare Performance Nutrition. Their top of the line pre-workout, intra-workout, post-workout recovery, and protein powder. So thank you all again for being a part of that process, enjoying the video, getting some knowledge on supplements in general, as well as what BPN has to offer. And I want to do another iTunes review of the week to get this episode started. This comes from Fit Dude, #1 podcast in all of Kazakhstan. As a fellow wellness professional, this podcast allows me to further my knowledge about everything health and wellness related. It's great to get a behind-the-scenes look into some of my favorite YouTubers and fitness professionals and apply their knowledge and experience to my own life. Well, Fit Dude, I don't know about #1 in all of Kazakhstan, but very nice, very nice. That's a terrible Borat impersonation. But again, like I said, these ratings and reviews have been coming in, and I've been getting an overwhelming response from the giveaway. So I know a lot of these reviews and ratings as of late are directly because of that, and I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to tap 5 stars, to leave a review, to watch the video, really just to be involved in that process. It takes time, and we all know that time is our greatest commodity. So the fact that you carve some out for me, carve some out for BPN, looking to better yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, through the podcast, through the video, through the supplements, it really means a lot, and I thank you for that gift of your time. I really wanted to keep these reviews coming. Now that this giveaway went so well, I have a lot more reviews to go over, so I definitely think will be covered for future episodes. And really, that's what it's all about, this platform to bring together other people, other like-minded professionals to help us in this health, wellness, self-help profession. Also, anyone listening who is just, looking to try to better themselves in general, looking to learn something new, looking to kind of expand their horizons, whether it's in the gym, staying active, eating right, mental, emotional intelligence, really anything and everything that I have come across in my 31 years on this planet as ways that I have learned from my mistakes, had success, or just see other people doing great things in their field. I have just found a passion for this podcast platform to really just bring it all together, help connect those dots for people like yourself, because that's exactly what podcasts did for me. That's exactly what continuing education, books, seminars, anything and everything that I do, just expanding my own personal and professional horizons. I want to be that new platform for you. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into this week's episode, and I am interviewing none other than Mr. Brian DeCosta. Brian DeCosta, he is a local here. He actually is somewhat of a neighbor of mine. Small world, come to find out. He lives in Arlington, Virginia, about maybe a block or so away from where I used to live with my brother, and then literally around the corner from where my wife used to live. So, small world, you never know who is lurking down the street that is doing something very, very similar to you, or at least someone doing something that you could pick their brain on, and that's exactly what we did here. So, Brian and I had a great day, had a little bro date, hit the gym, got some noms, and then had him over and we did the podcast interview. And I wanted to time the release of this one just right, because as he has made public now, as he and his girlfriend, Amanda Bucci, have made public now, he is wrapping up his time on the East Coast. He is, I think, a week or two out from packing up, moving on west. He is moving out to Los Angeles, California. He is pursuing his fitness career, his fitness profession, simultaneously still holding a 9-to-5 accountant position out west. He is going to be moving, I believe, this week or next. So come first week of May, I think he is out of here. So I hope this podcast brings some extra attention and sends some extra love to Brian in his next season of life. So, Brian, it's been great getting to know you, man. I hope by the time this gets released and before you leave, we have a chance to get one more workout. And best wishes to you and Amanda. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2017 Bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search runner-up, Brian DeCosta. All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of EverForward Radio. I am wrapping up my Saturday fun day, my bro date with Mr. Brian DeCosta. We met up earlier today, had a great pull workout over at District Barbell. Got some Chick-fil-A noms in, like last time. Well, unlike last time, we actually wound up going on Sunday and had to bail. No Chick-fil-A on Sunday. No. So, Brian, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience? Quick little intro, who you are, what you do.
Awesome, yeah. Nice. Thank you for having me on the podcast, by the way, Chase.
Of course.
Honored that you would ask. So to most of you, probably 99% of you that don't know who I am, my name is Brian DeCosta. I also reside in the D.C. area, and I'm very passionate about fitness and promoting it online through YouTube, Instagram, all the social medias. And it's really been something I started in the last year and really have just hit the ground running with, and it kind of just lights my fire, and I love being able to see the influence that I can have and inspire people like Chase does, like his brother Max does, and all of the fitness YouTubers and people out there. But I would honestly get a lot of questions just from friends and acquaintances, how do you stay in such good shape? How do you balance this stuff? How do you make it to the gym like all the time, and you have a full-time job and the normal life, I guess you would say. Yeah. And I started slowly thinking, you want to know what? I like creativity. I like making videos. I like content creation and whatnot. Why don't I see a need. I had friends asking me, why don't I just start something?
Yeah.
So it's been tough. I never intended it to get this big this quickly, but I'm not complaining by any means. It's freaking awesome. And just kind of just riding a wave, I feel like, in a way.
So content creation for you is new, but from talking to you earlier today, I know that you've been doing this for a while. So I know you get some comments about how does your first video have so many good edits, or how is it not on an iPhone? So what's been your history with, videography, content creation, and kind of segueing into applying that for just your purposes?
Definitely. I've always been a creative person. Let's say when I was younger, started playing guitar. I've been in bands growing up.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, and in terms of media, I've always had my phone out recording. Of my friend group, I was always the one who was recording stuff or recording videos or trying
Snapception.
Exactly. Just trying to make creative, funny stuff. And throughout college, kept the creative thing going. I was a DJ in college at local clubs and bars.
Okay.
So I've always I've been putting DJ mixes and whatnot on SoundCloud for years and years. So
here I thought I knew a lot about you. You're dropping all kinds of nuggets. I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, I don't talk about this stuff a lot, but I think to your point, what you're saying that I was talking about earlier is my dad has a YouTube channel, and he has for about 4 years. So I started on my YouTube career in a way by editing his videos.
Okay.
So he puts out weekly videos, and for his first 2 years, I was responsible for splicing his content, uploading it with the intro and everything. Yeah. So I was able to hit the ground running relatively easily on my channel.
Yeah, so you definitely had an easy in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So speaking of 9 to 5 and sense of quote unquote normalcy, your day-to-day job is what?
My title is just accountant.
Accountant, okay. So you're a numbers guy.
I work for a technology startup company, and basically what we do, it's like Skype and FaceTime for doctors, connecting patients to doctors.
Okay.
So it's a really neat space. It's technically called telemedicine.
Yeah.
And a small company, about 100 employees, but I'm on a small team of accountants, private company. And I love it. I love the numbers.
And here I am working for a concierge medical practice. Maybe you and I need to have a total other sidebar conversation. I'm learning all kinds of stuff that this could be a great application for something else. My actual normalcy.
Definitely.
I didn't know that. It's great.
We'll talk offline.
Yeah. Right. That's just going to spawn all kinds of nuggets.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who go into accounting and are big into number crunching and stuff like that. And what is it about kind of just living in that manner that is appealing to you? I feel like certain people, you're drawn into a profession because you either A, really like it, or just kind of fell in your lap by other means, or it really has a carryover into how you maybe live your life, or do you just see everybody in ones and zeros, or live by a code, or what is it about crunching numbers and that format of professionalism that maybe does that carry over into your regular life at all?
That's a great question. I've never really dwelled on that. I guess I could talk about how I got into accounting. I knew that I wanted to be in business of some sort.
Yeah.
So from high school going into undergrad, I went to West Virginia University. I was like, business school. I'm going to do business school. And then I quickly realized, I was like, marketing is great. I like marketing, creativity and whatnot, but I don't know about the job outlook with marketing. It's very general. Yeah. And then as I started to look at the different majors, I was like, okay, accounting has a bad rap, seems very boring. And then I slowly started to realize, like, I'm intrigued about how a company makes money. Okay. I want to know, from the top line revenue to the cost of goods sold. It really intrigued me seeing, like, okay, this company needs to make X amount to make X profit. And it was just something I was instantly drawn to. Yeah. And I like detail as well, and I feel like I'm a little bit of a control freak with my life. Okay. I like control, and accounting is very control, very process.
Numbers don't lie.
Exactly. So I think I find comfort in that. And that definitely translates into my life with fitness and discipline. Yeah. To me, accounting is like discipline in a way. I don't know. It's very... you're doing similar stuff every day in and day out, and some people would pull their hair out. Some of you listening right now are probably like, hell no. Yeah, but I'm just like, hell yes.
Anybody who knows me or listens to this or YouTube channel, I don't do math good. And even a few times I've been that guy who goes to help someone like load the plate up or something, and all of a sudden they're like one side's way heavier than the other one. Like, oh yeah, that's my bad. I put a 10 on instead of a 25. I forgot to carry the 12.
Carry the 1.
Exactly.
We've all done it.
So I think that is an obvious segue into what you do as fitness, Brian. I know that you count your calories, macros, IFYM. You've competed before, so there has to be a carryover into living your professional life that way, into applying that same sort of diligence and routine and structure into how that's helped you excel really in your fitness, social media, your competition. So how has that kind of been like a baseboard for you to start with 0 and 0 to 100 real quick?
So in terms of physique and fitness, I've always been active. I was a runner in high school. I did track, cross country. I did soccer. And so always have had the fitness thing going. But then into college, I really got into, paying attention to my physique. And I became obsessed with the idea of growing muscle, being lean. I wanted to be that big, lean dude with, perfect abs and all the douchey stuff. That was me in college. I was
bro science.
I was and I was in a fraternity, so you guys would have hated me if you met me 4 years ago. But
he's better now. We like Brian now.
Oh yes, thank God. Nella likes me regardless. Yeah, right. Either way, I think really coming down to counting calories and information and counting my macros. Tying to the accounting stuff. I really paid attention to that stuff a lot in college, and it went against me at certain times. I would obsess about, I know my friends are going to want to go out Wednesday through Saturday, and I know I'm going to be taking an X amount of calories through alcohol, but so I really did pay attention to my macro intake and how certain amount of carbs affects me and what I can get away with drinking at night. No, I went over my calories. I was hyper-focused on that stuff almost to an extreme degree.
Oh, really?
But I think in the long term, it's really helped me build a self-awareness of what works with my body, what doesn't. I know I need more fats than the average person. I know I can tolerate less carbs than a normal person. But this is only stuff that I've found out through trial and error of being analytical with it.
So do you feel maybe that people need to be as by the numbers if they're trying to maybe modify their physique, grow muscle, lose fat, or just day-to-day living? Does it really need to be a by the numbers process?
No, it doesn't. Well, I'll say yes and no. I'll say yes because I think if you're in the market of trying to improve your physique, which a lot of us are, and if you're listening to this, you probably are, there's a benefit of at least a certain point in your life for a certain amount of time tracking calories, tracking your macronutrients, just to know, even if you're not
Get your baseline
and just eat normally, but track it. Use an app like MyFitnessPal.
Break. Cut. Okay, so we're back. Boo thing slid in the door. We weren't expecting her to come back. I'm all set up here in my kitchen. So, Brian, we were talking about the importance, or is it important to live your life by the numbers when it comes to getting established with physique goals, gym goals, or kind of just, applying the number sense to changing your life, basically.
Yeah, I would say, so as we know, calories in, calories out. If you want to lose fat, you need to be in a caloric deficit, and to know whether you're in one, it takes tracking your calories, what you're putting in your mouth. So I think at a certain point in someone's fitness journey, if you're starting out, it is beneficial to track the foods that you're eating. Just use like an app on the iPhone. There's so many at this point. The most popular one's MyFitnessPal. I use that. I'm not sure if you've used MyFitnessPal.
Yeah, that's one I use. I've got like 6 years of data.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've used a bunch throughout the year, so mine's scattered. But either way, just even if you're not an analytical person and it kind of freaks you out, no, I don't want to track my food, I would say do it for 2-3 months. If you're ambitious, do it for 6 months. I think you'll thank yourself in the long run, just to know, okay, if I eat X amount of calories, X amount of macronutrient ratio, and even going into macros, guys, is a little complex if you're just, I guess, an average Joe with fitness.
I guess like level 2. I mean,
it's like level 2.
You start off with calories, and then you go, okay, well, my calories are composed of A, B, and C. How much of each do I need or don't need?
Exactly. Yeah, so knowing that information, at least having a baseline, can my camera just turned on randomly, so we're all over the place
possessed
right now. The universe does not want us to answer this question.
Yeah, something's going on.
So, but either way, I'll just end it right here. Yes, you should track for a little bit. Do you always have to? No.
Yeah, I always go back to the quick phrase of you can't manage what you don't measure. And people think that I need to set certain parameters to begin with, but like you said, just tracking for the sake of tracking and just making yourself aware of what you're eating, what you're not eating. You never really know how far up or below you need to adjust things if you don't know your baseline, your reference.
Very well said.
Yeah. So that may not be necessary or required for everyone, but in your sake, you have to, or at least you had to, because you were competing last year, right? So that's really, I think, what was your next level in your social media and pursuing fitness as a passion, as a new lifestyle, was the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes down to that level of competitiveness, and there was for you was a physique show at the end, right? Mm-hmm. So can you maybe talk about that process of putting yourself even more out there on this really, really worldwide known platform of bodybuilding.com, and knowing you have this end goal, this end event of putting yourself up on another platform, a stage, and competition. So how did you go from just like everyday Joe and then putting yourself on that track for the competition?
Definitely. So starting my YouTube channel, like I said, it was around August, September of last year, and then Thanksgiving time I found out about the bodybuilding.com spokesmodel search. They were kind of promoting it online or through Instagram, and I saw it on a couple social media avenues, and certain people on Instagram were talking about it, so I was like, heck, I have my channel going for a couple months now, and I've used bodybuilding.com so much, especially through college, just to gain knowledge. I mean, it's a one-stop shop for everything, right? And I was just like, how cool would it be? And I never thought I would do it, make any do well in it. But I was like, what can it hurt? All you had to do to submit is create a 5-minute YouTube video and literally just submit the URL on bodybuilding.com's website with your name and your age. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And all it consisted of is just you talking for, it had to be less than 5 minutes. You had to talk about yourself, why you think you would be a great spokesmodel for bodybuilding.com, and just some workout snippets of yourself and your physique. So submitted that, and a couple weeks went by, and I was at work and got an email saying, congratulations, you made the top 20. And wow. I was just like, holy crap, this is crazy.
Of how many submissions? Do you know?
There were over 10,000.
So of 10,000 people, and within a week, you said you were in top 20?
It was either a week or 2 weeks that I got the email.
Either way, pretty quick.
Yeah, so they went. I'm not sure their process of going through all these submissions or the quality of submission, but they must have had a lot of people sifting through that because.
And that's all bodybuilding.com picks. It's not like a peer reviewed, or wasn't were you being voted on at that point?
So to make the top 20, no voting whatsoever. It was just bodybuilder.com with their partner Train Magazine.
Okay.
Went through all the submissions and picked the top 20.
Okay.
So found that out, was obviously very ecstatic. I was just like going from just working, like having my 9 to 5 to starting a YouTube channel on fitness to then being in the top 20 for a website that
you've been like admiring and been
oh my God
for like months. So all that happened within what, like 2 months?
Yeah, like 2 months.
Wow.
It's crazy to me, like thinking about it right now. So basically from there it was like, you've got to promote on social media to get votes, and you need to be voted to get into the top 5. Because the top 5 get to go to LA to compete for the spokesmodel title, and the top 5 would also get to go to Boise, which is bodybuilder.com's headquarters.
Yeah, that's right. Their HQ's up there. Yeah.
To do photo shoots and interviews and all this stuff. So from the top 20 email that I got around a little past Thanksgiving time, it was like, okay, I got to use my social media platform to get all these votes, and holy crap, like.
Yeah.
Still so new to me, and I only have like 5K followers. What the heck? But like, my family was like very helpful, like promoting on Facebook, and like my mom and my relatives like sharing, like, vote for Brian.
Look at my boy.
Exactly. So proud of him. Look at him flex his muscles. But so was fortunate to make it to the top 5, which blew my mind as well. And then the competition itself was in LA. I competed on stage, which I had never done.
I was just gonna ask, was that your first ever competition?
Yeah.
Physique, right?
It was a physique. Well, the show itself, it's like the culmination of the spokesmodel process. It's not like you must hit this pose, and this pose. It wasn't an actual super stringent physique show, but I still dieted down a little bit for it. Some guys were very serious with the dieting down. Yeah. And it was pretty nerve-wracking being on stage for my first time, especially at such a high level.
What were some of the other what was the other caliber of people that you were competing against? The males, the females, were they all kind of in the similar boat, or were they maybe someone who's been diehard investing in trying to excel in this path for a long time and finally got their break? What was the other dynamics with those people?
Yeah, it's a variety, definitely. So it was guys going against the guys, girls going against the girls, because they pick a spokesmodel for the girl side and one for the guy side. So at least for the guys, I know they've all been competitors and have been competing for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, really?
So, and also, I think one of the guys went out for it the year before and didn't make the top 20.
So you were like the rookie.
Yeah, I was the
new guy.
Totally. Like, I was in over my head.
Yeah.
Like, when I was at the headquarters, bodybuilder.com's headquarters, in between photo shoots, because we were there before the competition at the LA Fit Expo. It was at the LA Fit Expo. So I was literally like, guys, can you like come in this room with me and show me how to pose? Like, I don't know.
Wow, no way.
Yeah. So and the guys were awesome. Like, we're all boys. It wasn't like competitive, like, oh, screw this guy.
Yeah.
It was like
all in it for the same reason.
Yeah. I was like, holy crap, this is so sick that we made the top 5. So they were very helpful. But yeah, dude, I was like, what do I do with my hands? And like, do I turn my foot? And yeah, it was a lot.
And you wound up finishing
second.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in a couple month turnaround, went from just trying to pursue your social media, growing a big passion, into an actual competition, into taking second place for your first time. That's really impressive.
It's a blessing, man. It's unreal. And like, I still wake up and I'm just like, did that really happen, or was that fake?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, second place is cool, but you're just the first loser.
Exactly. No, it's true. Like, Chase is cutting me down real quick. I'm very proud of myself right now.
If you ain't first, you're last.
That's true. That's a motto to live by. No, the guy who won deserved it. His name's Nick Cheadle. He's from Australia, and he's been in the fitness game for like 9 years. So
wow, good for him.
My hat's off to him. I was
awesome.
Like, he deserves it.
So that happened. That was January of this year, right?
January.
So what has your life been like since then?
Since then, it's been this pretty much normal. I would say, just working my job, still extremely passionate about promoting fitness online, and really trying to grow social and put out quality content, especially on YouTube. And I feel like that's like my baby, my passion. I love YouTube. I love the creativity behind it.
Yeah.
I like Instagram. I mean, every social media has its own things that it's good for. But yeah, it's really just been growing social, trying to grow my audience and push a good message of fitness.
And finishing second doesn't mean you're done with BB.com. You're still involved with them on some level, right? So exactly. What is kind of your involvement with them? How are they supporting you? How are you supporting them? Definitely.
So making the top 5 in that spokesmodel search basically means you become an athlete for bodybuilder.com, and that's indefinite. I know there's a contract renewal process year to year. But there's people that have been in the spokesmodel search like 5 years ago who are still with bodybuilder.com as an athlete.
Yeah.
And what that entails is occasionally going to expos with bodybuilder.com and working the booths, promoting through social media, obviously, the website, and the programs they have to offer and the great deals they have to offer. And what else? Like some photo shoot opportunities. It's really cool. They help build up the athlete.
Yeah.
In turn for us promoting such an awesome resource online.
Great barter system.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You had a little bit of an your booth thing. Your girlfriend, Miss Amanda Bucci, who we've had on the show before, she competed in this last year, right? 2015.
She did.
So what were kind of like the inside tips and tricks of having someone who had been through that experience before? Did it help you, or was it totally different because she's a girl and you're not competing against the female?
Amanda was such a huge help for me, like in an immense way, especially because she'd been through it the year before. And honestly, she was some of my inspiration for even submitting to
really nice.
To enter to begin with. I remember specifically commenting on one of her Instagram posts about the spokesmodel search, and I was like, I'm thinking of doing this. And she like responded and she was like, you have to do this.
Nice.
And this is actually before we were dating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just like fanboying and commenting and reaching out.
Dude, I was fanboy to the next level. But to answer your question, like through that whole process, she really helped me in terms of like, this is what it was like last year. This is what you should talk about. I mean, she didn't like hold my hand through the situation, but having someone just talk to me, show me, how it was, just like in that belief, just like you can do this, pat on the back type thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then you guys are still going strong. And so what's it like? I think besides probably Guzman and I guess that's it. The big names as far as people who really put themselves out there, do the social media thing, but also relationship, both people doing the same thing. What's it like walking around with two people with cameras in front of their face and pursuing kind of the same career and stuff, and just on that next level of online everywhere all the time?
I definitely doing the same thing. I think it's freaking awesome, and it's cool, and we love, when we both have our cameras out with each other, because it's natural, and we do it from a place of wanting to help others and from just genuine love for creating content and for pushing a good message of fitness. We share that passion, so it just comes natural, and don't even really think of it like, oh, she has her camera out, but I have my camera. It's not like that whatsoever. I do like the dynamic that I do have my job full-time outside of fitness. I'm not insinuating that it would be bad if we were both full-time fitness, but I like having that contrast currently in my life where, I have my job, then I also do kind of fitness on the side, and we help each other, and she helps me way more than I help her, let's be real, but
well, she's got a little bit of a head start.
No, she does, and she does it so freaking well. I learn from her every day, but it's cool. It's cool, and like in terms of like, that's all I gotta say.
So what do the trolls have to say about? Oh my god! About how you kind of like came out of nowhere with Amanda? I mean, 'cause I know like the story. You literally like you were commenting on her pictures, and like one thing led to another, and here you guys are dating. So how did it go from just commenting on a picture to dating someone and not being a creep?
Yeah, I'm still not sure how I pulled that one off, to be honest.
Because I'm sure you're not the only one who gets comments like that. I mean, I know anybody and everybody puts himself out there. There's going to be someone who says something negative, a big innuendo, or I mean, whatever. But how did you kind of be a smooth operator and not be a creepo?
I don't know. It's So to answer your question about how we got connected, basically, I was just like commenting on her YouTube channel, and just like trying to be like make witty comments. Some of the stuff I would comment was stupid. Like I commented once, Bucci is my favorite fitness luxury brand. Like Gucci, like I was throwing Hail Marys, dude.
You're probably typing like, "Oh yeah, this is good. This is gonna work." I'm gonna
totally. Like from my cubicle at work. Like, what am I doing? But so I managed to get her attention, and we started like following each other on social, and it became natural to, I don't know, I knew I liked her before she even knew me, and that was weird and still geeks me out, but since we connected, it's been like a natural, like, just has flown naturally, I guess you would say. I don't know. I didn't expect her to like me or whatever, but...
And you made it work. You're making it work. But with a little bit of work. You're here in D.C., she's in California.
Definitely.
Literally thousands of miles apart. So how is the long distance aspect in a relationship, in entrepreneurship, in, you know, helping each other, trying to grow yourself? Distance always adds a different X factor into, I think, any type of relationship, friendship, romantic, whatever. So how's that kind of hindered anything, or is it always nice when you see each other? You have this huge build up. You know, what's the long distance aspect look like for you guys?
It's an interesting dance, and I think it's definitely achievable, especially in this day and age with technology and just FaceTiming, and, you know, we make it a priority, and that's one of the biggest things is communication. And making it a priority to connect with each other every day. You know, maybe not every single day we can FaceTime, but we try to almost every single day, and we're, you know, texting and seeing what we're doing on social media and whatnot, but also prioritizing just when are we going to see each other next. Like, we've been maintaining a cadence of roughly 3 weeks since we started dating last year, and going to continue that. And we know eventually we'll find our way to in a situation where we're not going to be long distance. So it's like there's an end in mind. We don't have it nailed down completely yet, but maintaining that communication day to day, and just like, okay, when am I seeing you next? Because if we don't have a date or like a flight booked, it's just like, okay, you're there, I'm here. So
how are we going to make this happen?
I already know she's already coming here, and she's booked to be here in a couple weeks. So.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
besides maybe pursuing work with bodybuilding.com and doing your own thing, what's your next big step as far as how you're going to excel your platform, excel your career? What does next level look like for you?
Definitely. So that's a little bit of a question mark.
That's kind of why I asked it, because I knew you got a lot of things and irons in the fire. But, you know, I guess immediate next step, you know, what is the one thing that you want to do next that you see is going to be the next step in a series of steps, maybe?
Definitely. I would say definitely still just like putting out consistent content and really prioritizing the types of videos I put out in terms of showing work-life balance. I've had a lot of video requests, and, you know, can you do a video on specifically like how you balance life, like balancing work and fitness? And also, I'm very intrigued on the idea of competing.
Okay.
So I've not talked about this on my channel, so if you're listening to this from my channel, you get a little sneak preview, but I'm like 90% sold on competing.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, in men's physique. I really would like to nail down a show at some point this year.
So a timeline, like sometime this year?
Yeah, sometime this year. I'm thinking after summer.
Okay.
So starting a cut ideally in summer and documenting that whole process.
Okay.
And yeah, it's really just like growing social media, and I think I have some good momentum going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think, you know, showing a contest prep, it just adds to like good content that people can learn about. Yeah.
So I mean, I think you're definitely a great example of doing something that is of interest to you, and then throwing yourself out there even more. Was there one thing maybe that you had to kind of like force yourself to do to really put yourself out there like that? And I mean, by going from like just accelerating yourself online to putting yourself in the ring for bodybuilding.com contests. So someone maybe is in the same boat who's really interested in pursuing, may not even, you know, be fitness, but maybe like a big national contest, or just getting out of the comfort zone. Like you and I were talking about earlier, at this point, just walking around with a camera in front of your face, or just forcing yourself to do anything that's new or different, that you know is the step you need to take to get you towards that long-term goal, that short-term goal. What would you say to someone who's trying to branch out?
Definitely. I think, and I don't know the exact quote it is, but it's like life can be, you know, it's something like where life can be extremely challenging and beat you down, or it can be nothing. And I'm not sure. we need to find the quote at some point. But
you're a quote guy too, right?
I love quotes. Every single day I post one on my Instagram story every day. I love it. I see you tweet them out. But I love quotes too. And also just getting comfortable, using being uncomfortable as a compass towards something you need to run towards. And just from reading and, you know, being obsessed with personal development, and my dad is a personal development guru. I don't like the name guru, but like
that's what he does.
That's what he does. So like just from you know, listening to what he says and reading, I've realized that, you know, you need to chase your uncomfort zone. Like, I
agree.
Being uncomfortable, and I didn't like the fact that I wanted to promote fitness online and start putting myself out there, but I was uncomfortable with doing it because that's not a good enough reason not to do it. Or like I was scared of, you know, putting myself out there. What will people think?
Okay.
So I would say to someone who maybe wants to get in this arena, it's maybe even write down what are your fears about doing what you want to do, and then assessing why is it worth letting those stop you, and what are you really scared of, I would say.
Yeah, why do you think we let... I mean, I think it's such a common theme for a lot of people, whether it's just day-to-day living, dealing with normalcy of life, anxiety, or pursuing something on a big platform such as being online, social media. Why do we let others, and the opinions of others, affect so greatly what we do and what we want to do?
Yeah. It's an interesting thought. You know, we're social creatures, so we want to please people, and I've always been like a people pleaser. But I find, and I've found just since I've started doing this stuff, that people respect the fact that you put yourself out there and make yourself vulnerable, and people like that, and it's intriguing to people, and it's inspiring to people. Seeing someone else put themselves out there and be like, "This is me, take it or leave it. Okay. This is what I like to do, take it or leave it." So knowing that, I've been like, okay, I'm uncomfortable with this, and this is me starting out.
Yeah.
Like now we talked about like I can pull out a camera anywhere, but like it was scary to me. Like I'm not gonna pull this camera out at the grocery store. Like, what is this person gonna think of me? And just chasing that uncomfortability factor, I think.
Yeah, I forget if this is in one of my last episodes or a video I did, but something I read or heard really resonated with me that I kind of reiterated, and that's getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because I think doing the same thing, knowing what you know you're good at, knowing what you know you like to do, is easy because it's familiar and we don't have to change. We don't have to do anything differently. And not to like get too sciencey, but I mean, really think about, as another analogy I made before, about how anytime you do anything that you've done before or have done repeatedly, you don't really know that you're doing it, really. So I use the analogy all the time of like when you drive to work, you usually don't really have to think about it, like, because you've done it so many times. Your brain knows exactly the steps it needs to take, how it needs to direct your body. And then how many times have you gotten to work and you realize, how did I get here? Like you don't really know.
You're right.
And so introduce anything new into point A to point B, and what happens? Like you freak out.
Yeah.
Like, you don't. Hey, this is new and scary. But then what happens when like you have to start taking a new route to work all the time? That becomes your new set of normalcy. So you starting out, I mean me starting out, anybody who wants to start out, especially in the social media world, it's a lot of uncomfortability.
It is. It's a lot of change. And, you know, I think as humans, we're creatures of habit to a certain degree. So, but that being said, growth and doing something new is change.
Yeah.
And it's something you have to accept. And nothing in life is guaranteed. Even like if you're super comfortable in your job right now or super comfortable with your career path, like even that's not guaranteed. Something can happen. I'm not like trying to say something bad's going to happen to you, but like
don't you put that email on me.
Exactly. But like the conclusion of that is you should follow, and we're going all over the place right now, but like you should follow what you want to do and what lights a fire under your ass and ignite your fire, as Amanda would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say to like someone maybe like yourself now who is in the same shoes now you were last year? Maybe they want to pursue a contest. Maybe they want to start a social media platform. How would you guide them? How would you coach them to get comfortable with the uncomfortable? Yeah.
I would say, so I guess maybe starting a YouTube channel or promoting through like Instagram fitness, I would say dwell on why you want to do it and if you're doing it for the right reasons. Because if you're doing it for a reason like, oh, I just want 100K followers, or I just want to have a big YouTube channel, and like, you're not going to last, and that's not like the right reason to do it, obviously. So if it's coming from a very good spot of like wanting to promote fitness and just genuinely helping others, I would say starting by, you know, maybe investing in a camera and, you know, maybe recording some of your workouts, writing down the type of content you want to create and be like, okay, this is what I want to talk about. Maybe plan out some videos that you're going to make, plan out some Instagram posts, and I would say go from there and just be consistent with it.
So really formulate why you're doing this, why you want to do this before. Yeah. I'm a big fan of reverse engineering, so I think that's a great kind of segue, or in addition to what you said, as far as you know what your end result wants to be, that should be your why. You know, why do you want to pursue this? Not the how and the what. What's it? Simon Sinek. I'm a big fan of his work. The power of why, or start with why. I think really in anything you're doing, whether it's climbing the corporate ladder, relationships, family stuff, if you always keep your why true to what dictates your actions, then the rest of it should come easy. Yeah. Well, maybe not easy, but it should come with less effort, maybe, or should feel more natural.
Yeah. And I think the why can be stronger for for some people, they have a very strong why, and like no one has a perfect, like, this is exactly why I'm doing this. But I feel like as humans, we can get close to the why, and then once we're very, like, at least somewhat clear on that, the how flows, the what
shed
flows.
Some clarity.
Exactly, and stuff kind of just flows naturally from there.
Awesome, man. So outside of fitness and spreadsheets and bookkeeping and counting, what are some other hobbies? What do you like to do outside of the gym, outside of office life?
Yeah, with the very small amount of free time I do have.
Yeah, right.
I would say I really love music, guys. I love EDM music. I love house music, EDM, all that stuff. I like rock music. I like hip hop, everything. Okay. I had shed light on this before, but I was a DJ in college to make side money, and worked at a bunch of clubs and bars at West Virginia University, and that was so fun for me. And even before that, I was in a band. I play guitar.
Oh, nice.
And so that's the stuff I really like. I'm like obsessed with SoundCloud and finding new music, cool remixes. I'm like constantly scouring the website.
So you're going to be like can we expect like a DJ barbell playlist coming soon?
Yeah.
Be like on the ones and twos.
It's funny you say that. Actually, I have my SoundCloud linked in every single one of my YouTube videos, and I also make a monthly playlist, gym playlist, and I make it public, and I share it on Twitter and everything.
Kind of like, this is what I'm listening to when I work out.
Exactly, that's what it is. Yeah. And like it includes, because a lot of people ask me, what's this song in your video? I have them all on there. Yeah. So, those are my huge passions, really just like music.
So do you think if the fitness thing didn't pan out the way you wanted to, would that be kind of your backup?
Yeah, I would be on the streets of DC or streets of LA with a guitar. And
so if you see a really swole guy panhandling with a guitar, then it's probably Brian.
Yes, and a horrible voice and all the glasses broken around the streets. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome, man. So what does the rest of 2017 look like for you to kind of sum things up?
The rest of 2017 looks like, for me, so at work, I'm chasing a promotion. So
nice.
Chasing that, trying to become a senior accountant. Also going for my certified public accounting CPA certification.
Okay.
And what that entails is basically passing 4 tests. And it
just means you're really good at doing math good.
Yeah, really good at doing math good. And basically means you're an accountant on steroids, not to play into the fitness realm. But
no pun intended.
Yeah, it's true. So I've knocked out one of those tests, the most difficult one, and I have 3 more. So at least professionally, that's what it is. And then fitness, we shed light on this before, but doing a competition.
Yeah. Okay.
Stepping on ideally men's physique stage, although I've dabbled in the classic physique division, which is where you get to show your legs, which I've got some big thighs.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't skip leg day. I can attest to that.
So I appreciate that, man. And so I'm dabbling in that. So yeah, promotion at work and compete and grow social media. That is what my blinders are on.
A lot of irons in the fire for you.
Yeah, man.
It's funny, I always talk, my stepmom actually, for some reason, anytime I'm having anything wild and crazy going on in my life, I always seem to be talking to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, wow, you love living in the eye of the storm, don't you? And I'm like, you know what? Maybe you're right. I don't know what it is, but I find myself personally really thriving in chaos. Like I find that if I have too much free time on my hands, I'm not that productive. But if I have like a lot of different things going on at the same time, which I know we can't really invest 100% of our time or even close to that onto some things that maybe we should. But I'm like you. I really enjoy having multiple goals to work towards. And I think in your world, in mine at least, one kind of feeds the other. So I know as I excel down one path, it's helping me in another, because I'm sure what you're learning and what you're doing and applying in your CPA tests is, devoted time for studying, prioritizing, just really adulting hard. And that carries over, like we're saying, into every other aspect, having that diligence and that ritual in your calorie counting, your workouts. So I think as long as you're true to yourself, true to your why, like knowing why I want to do all these things, it has a great trickle-down effect, great reverse engineering possibility to take that why and apply it into any and every path that interests you, really.
I totally agree. And I think tying to fitness, I mean, people see the outcome, like see a physique on Instagram or like see a super ripped guy, or maybe you see a picture of me with my shirt off and it's like look at that guy, like that's goals for me. But honestly, yes, I have chased like a certain look, but it's really the mental benefit that I've gotten, and that's what I've really realized through my fitness journey. I'm sure you can agree that the mental discipline that you learn from manipulating your physique and chasing fitness goals really does transfer into the professional world. Your relationships, your romantic relationships, social, literally everything.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, and you know, it benefits every different part of life. So it's kind of just like pedal to the metal in every single area, firing on all cylinders. And absolutely. I know you like to be that way too.
Yeah, it really helps. Just keep that nose to the grindstone, and I think it helps keep a lot of distractions out, and really keeps you true to what you want to do. That's true, man. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about earlier how much we just really love our Saturday mornings. Just waking up and like being able to do whatever you want, have your own priorities. Yeah. Clear mind, clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. Exactly. Love it. Well, Brian, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a great bro date. We got our Swole on, got our Chick-fil-A on, and thanks for being a guest here on EverForward Radio. I'm honored, man. Thanks for having me. And you guys watch out for Brian. He's going to be doing big things this year. He is still affiliated and will be continuing to work with bodybuilding.com. Yeah, that's a wrap. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys. Out here. We out.